Welcome back, everyone. We're going to get going on this differential. Hopefully you're all following along, not getting confused yet. So now we're going to get this front differential put together. We have like two bearings, which I've already soaked in my chain lube. I'm going to stick one in here on the inside. It should snap in fairly tight, like it did. I heard it go click, clickety, clickety, click. Now there's a cavity in the middle here where water could get trapped in between. So I'm going to take some disc brake grease. I'm going to stick that in the middle into the cavity. It'll just help protect it. You know, usually when one of these trucks hit the water, the front goes first, right? So we'll stick that in there and put the other bearing on the outside right here. Here again, it should fit fairly tight. It's not as tight as the inside, but that's good. That's fine. Alright. So next is our pinion gear right here. Stick this in through. Saying nothing about any shims on this part, so and there's nothing in the parts, so hopefully we're fine there. Wipe off the excess as much as you can. Alright, so here we'll take this black grease. I had some left over from the rock rake, so we'll use more of it up. I kind of acquire these tubes as time goes on. Yeah, we'll apply some on this pinion in here, and then we got the ring gear carrier. Now, paying attention to the orientation of the picture, they show this housing facing up like this, and that this goes in this direction. Now, if you followed my other build, you'll know that I will say something along the lines of need to pay attention to orientation, otherwise when you go to fire up the truck it'll spin backwards, and it will. Okay, so we run this around a little bit. As you can see, there's plenty of grease on there now, right? Okay. And then there again, and now here we got the front cover of the housing. These are supposed to be facing up. This part right here facing down, and it just snaps into place like so. Put these screws in, and that part is done. Okay, that's in the right spot. Now I bet these will fit in the hole. So, the important part of the orientation of this differential is that because we have these A-arms that are going to have to go in place. If you go and tighten everything, you know, like the first screw down, then you can't move the piece, and it's real frustrating. Just make sure, you know, just leave it just a little bit loose so you can move it if needed to. That way all the holes line up. It makes life happy for everybody. Okay. Alright, so if those are on, it looks like we have these A-arms to put on. So this into here, into here, and into here. Okay. It looks a bit stronger, a little bit. Okay. Like so. Alright, that's a little better, I guess. And then we have this cap right here. It goes over the end, which holds the pins in place. Alright, and that is followed by, and I went ahead and I assembled the right side of the some screws arm here. Like this. I stand corrected with this right here being the shock mount. I keep forgetting that this is a cantilever system. So what this is a link mount. There'll be a link running up to a cantilever, to the cantilever bar right here. It goes to the shocks. So I apologize for that. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and assemble the left side and go from there. Alright, so someone moved my camera, so I just got used to where I was supposed to be. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Anyway, so we grab our axle. It's been soaking in chain lube here. Wipe off the excess. Okay. Alright, so then we have this piece right here, which sits goes in like this, right? And then we got a large bearing goes on the end. Okay, and then we got a spacer goes on the end of that. If I get over it, there we go. Okay, and then we got the steering knuckle right here. Okay, so this bearing is going to go in here like pretty hard, so that a person needs to be prepared for. Oops, and I guess it'd be great if I had it the right way. I think it's the right way. Yeah, that. No, actually, I got this piece on backwards. Okay. Orientation of the picture. Pay attention to these. Make sure this is facing the end of the shaft here. Okay. So with that, stuff this bearing up into the steering knuckle. Got it. Might have to move that to the side. Get it fairly square, and it goes in pretty hard. So be prepared for that if you're doing this build. Okay, then we got the outer bearing right here. Well, I'm going to do a little bit of chain lube on here. And it's never a little bit when you're spraying it out. It's always a lot. I don't know, I try to control it, but I just can't. Alright, And then we put this outer bearing on. And the other side, okay, that went in pretty, that side goes in pretty darn easy. And it will slide out on you, so pay attention to that. Alright, so to put these two together, we have a couple of these plastic pins. A grub screw. Okay. And luckily I have magnets all over the place here, so it catches most of my mistakes. Alright, we got the top pin in. Now we put the bottom pin in. And then we, this is where the grub screws come in. These are there to lock the pin in place so it won't go popping out on you. So they go, I don't know if you can catch that, little hole right here and right up here. Okay, so you'll feel like you're screwing it in quite a ways. You really actually are, but it has to hit the notch in the pin so that the pin don't come out on you. So once it starts getting hard, like there, right? Back it off just a little bit. Go ahead and put the other one in. Alright, just like that. And there again, you tighten it down until it starts to get hard. Back it off a little bit. And this should, you know, it's not as efficient as the Rockway was, but I'm pretty sure with use and all it'll work out. Alright, so anyway, we got that together, and then they want us to put the hex on, but I'm not doing that yet. Well, maybe I will. The only reason why I am is because I don't want to lose my pin. I have a tendency to let things just hit the floor. And it takes a lot longer for me to get anything done because I'm searching for the dang parts. Alright, so the hex goes on like that. Alright, so if everything is oriented like it should be, you just stick this dog bone in the cup and whoops, line up this hole, so we can put the pins in. These are different kind of pins. They're the machine pin, blank on the end with threads. See if the camera can pick that up, because it's kind of important. You can see that, maybe. Alright, so it goes in here. And then you gotta try to line up, whoops, crap. Line up the hole without dropping everything. Get everything lined up again like I just showed you. Okay. What you hit when you have the wrong driver in your hand? Pushing it with a little bit of pressure get the threads to start. Put that in. I'm not going to tighten down all the way because I want to be able to get the other side in. It's the same deal. Just like so. If I have to move it a little bit to get things to line up, I need to be able to do that. So that's why. Okay, so now I got that one tight. I can go back to the other side and cinch it down. Alright, so that's done. I already put together the turnbuckles, and I tightened them down pretty close to, you know, bottoming out. I found on the right side that I had to turn them down a little bit more, otherwise the axle shaft will come out of the diff cup. Okay, so, and we don't want that. I've already had that experience. Anyway, so just need a long screw and a washer, just like that. And what I did for the right side is I put it in the middle hole right up here, this hole. So that's what we'll do there. Actually, there isn't a middle hole. There's an inner and an outer hole. I put it in the inner hole. Which was a good move, because if I would have put it in the other one, I don't think I could have tightened that turnbuckle down enough for the axle to not want to come out of the diff cup. So that way, it's a good deal. Alright, so that one's in. Now on this side right here, we have a screw and a nut. So stick the nut in the hexagon, molded hexagon hole. There you are. And then we got this screw. Getting this, this is actually a really tight fit as well, so getting this in, well, the other side was a lot more of a hassle than this one. There we go. But the other side of the molding was really tight, so I had a problem getting it to hook up. Okay, there you are. Now, checking the travel here, if you look, if you can see, the pin is almost out. It's like, wait, if I had the weight of the tire or the machine itself would most likely pop that out. So I'm going to tighten this down a little bit more. If I can find the wrench they gave me to do that. There it is. Anyway, so that's that. Okay, so there's next up would be build more turnbuckles. So we can run from here to up to here, or something like that. And then put the cantilever linkage on right here. And I think I'm going to save that for the next video. The C section on this one and on the low C is really long, so, and this can be this could be pretty boring. So once we get done with this front part right here, I think it should move along pretty good, because, you know, then we're like halfway through the book. So All right. And then we start, you know, put the front end, electronics in, stuff like that. Or at least they show where it's going to go. Start building the differential in D. So, so until next time, I hope you're liking what you're seeing so far, and I'll be back. So I guess you know, if you like it, if you like what I've been doing so far, subscribe so you'll be alerted of anything else. This is RC Mechanic saying you have a great day. Get outside.